All right, so like you, this part two. Do part two. Put it all together, and it says, "For Yahweh again, Daniel 7:9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool." So Yahweh Shah hair, Yahweh Shah being the split image of his father, not only was Yahweh Shah hair white like his father, but it was also woolly like his father. So when you look at a lamb, okay, or a sheep, that hair texture is the hair texture of a so-called Negro, a Judite man, okay, and Judite woman as well. When they haven't put all them chemicals in it, okay, but of an Israelite man, okay, you see he has what they call kinky hair, all right, and that's how sheep's hair is. It's real thick, all right, and it's rolled up, all right, it's fluffy, and it get knotted up. You gotta groom that. You gotta groom it, all right. It says, "In the hair of his head like the pure wool, his throne was like the fiery flame, his wheels as burning fire." Okay, and those are the chariots, his wheels. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay, he was as a flame of fire. Okay, through wine, through being vexed. Okay, and his feet like a fine brass. Okay, now when you look down at a man's feet, his feet is the same color as the rest of his body. Okay, maybe a little lighter because you wear socks. All right, now you wear socks, not so much in the ancient world. All right, it says his feet was like unto fine brass, which fine brass is like golden brown, as if they burn in a furnace. Now put that golden brown brass, okay, which is the same color as like a brass key, and then polish, that is, and then put it in fire. It's going to turn dark golden brown. All right, and that's how Yahweh Shah looked. But now, and that's not only how Yahweh Shah looked, but that's also how the Israelites looked. Okay, Moses, King David, Abraham, King Solomon. Okay, all the Israelites was different shades of brown. But now here in America, being they call black, being dark brown is frowned upon. All right, more back then. Okay, closer going back in years, the closer you get to slavery. All right, but now Jake is waking up. All right, and the world is conforming, like they said in wrong turn. Behold where I go. The sunken place. I forget the name of that movie. He said, "Black is in." Yeah, now having melanin and being dark skinned is being considered beautiful now. All right, but at one point, especially when I was in school, being black was being made fun of. All right, you'll be made to be insecure about your color. Even the children, okay, you had a test or experiment on the children with 2 dolls, and these children, they was Israelite children, so-called black children. All right, and I believe a native was up in there. A native is Israelite of the Northern Kingdom, and they had gave the children that couldn't have been older than 6, and said, which doll is beautiful? It was a Edomite doll and an Israelite doll, a so-called white doll and a black doll. And the children said the black doll was ugly, or they said ew, which nothing was wrong with the doll. It's just brown. They said the white doll looks better, okay? Showing that not having a sense of your true identity, how insecure you could be about your own self, all right? How you can look down on your own self, and that's the state of the majority of our people. They look down on their true identity, and they look up to the identity that the oppressor gave them, all right? It says, as if they burned in the furnace, his voice as the sound of many waters. All right. And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp two-edged sword. His countenance was as the sun shining in his strength. So I'm going to go, this will be the last one. This is Romans 15:4. For whatsoever thing was written aforetime was written for our learning. So you have to get into the writing. You have to get into the scriptures as a Hebrew Israelite. All right? Because the things that were written in the scriptures are for us. And it was written for our learning, so we could not be fools and simple and not have knowledge of self. Be learned about our own culture. All right? Not the culture of the so-called white man, Christopher Columbus and Abraham Lincoln and all that bullshit, right? Which I call it bullshit. Some of it's good to know for prophecy's sake, you know, to line it up with the scriptures. It says that we are the Israelites, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. And everything that's going on with Israel in the world, we need hope. And where you going to find hope at? As it says, through patience and comfort. You got to have patience, because once you learn the truth, it brings on sorrow. So you have to be patient and suffer, okay, knowing that you in a low position, but you are the kings of the earth, okay? And it says, of the scriptures might have hope. Now this is, let's see, this is Job 8:8. And it says, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age. All right? Inquire of the former age. Get into the history and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. Okay, so it's supposed to get into, okay, what was my forefathers doing? Okay, as our people say, the ancestors. The ancestors are other scriptures. Our ancestry go back to the scriptures. Okay, the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, for we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart? Okay, and that's what the scriptures do. It gives us our identity back. Okay. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakakadash Brakathon Shalom.